What's going on, lunatics? Yesterday, I showed you how we're going to get to $1 and how we could get there, what kind of the length of time is. I still haven't done the dilution algorithm, but I did want to come back in here and talk to you tonight about what about a dime? How do we get to a dime? Is there a method by which we can get there? And the answer, of course, is obviously yes. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right.
Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid.
All right, guys, as you can see right here, we are still continuing to move in the channel that we've been in for, it's been for days, guys, right? It's been for days. We're starting to see, we got a couple of green candles starting to mint over here. You can see here on the 1 hour chart, same thing. Are we having a little breakout up to this side? We won't know for a few hours, but if we are, remember, it is coming from that downside. And every time we've had that downside, by the way, these patterns have been pretty consistent. Every time we've had this downside and we've had that kind of crushing sort of momentum, you can see here in this channel right here, we were trending to the upside for an entire stream of time over here. And then it came and it came and it came and it broke to that downside. So I expect we're probably going to see some 25 downside action, maybe some 30 downside action. But I want to show you guys what I'm talking about right here so that you kind of get just an idea of what I'm saying here. So this looks like it's basically a parallel channel that was playing out, right? Looks like this one over here. There's a lot of variance up here. We had a lot of strength going in. We had a lot of strength going in. And all of a sudden we had this right here. Then we haven't had this movement to the downside. Now, remember, there's no announcement here that's caused any kind of rapid movement to the downside. But what we did have is continued support at the top of this rung, right? Well, we've continued to see support at the top of this little parallel channel right here, right? Until we don't see it. We see it test the middle. We're not seeing it test the bottom. And so then it comes down here and it finally does test the bottom. And then what happens? We spring off of this. Let me turn off chandelier here so you can see that. Then it turns out into a big spring move. Now, if we look at it, and we're going to be making a guess, but if we're using a bar pattern and we're looking at this kind of downside movement leading to this kind of upside movement. If we look at that and we move this over, then we see that this probably plays out just exactly like we're saying on this chart. And that leads us to price action up here in the 37 to 38 range. Now, the problem with that is that if that plays out the way that it looks like it's going to play out, then we are going to miss out and then we're going to have less burn. So what we're going to hope for is that whatever this is, it continues and it continues and it plays its way down here. So we're more in line with this sort of price action right here. And I hope you guys are understanding, like, this is the resistance area. So that's where what we could use would be some movement over here. We want to see this kind of play out, maybe come down even, whatever it does. And then we see it start to make a move towards the upside. And you can see down here, by the way, that we are on a green buy candle at this moment. So it's possible that this all breaks down and we just have an upside move. But this is what it looks like. That's probably the one I just showed you. That's probably the best play for it to have it stretch out for a little bit of time. And the reason for that, again, it's very simple. It's because we're not going to see the burn. We're not going to see the burn until the 10th or the 11th. So we need that to kind of stretch out here. So what we could use is a little more consolidation over the weekend until maybe Sunday night. We start to see it and then boom, that's when we make the move, right? So that would be very nice to see. Over here in Terra Station, there are no government's proposals out here other than the one not getting any support. So we don't have to worry about that. Burns are looking like 4.3 billion. Top burners are still going to be basically the same. You're looking about 13 billion total in burn right now. So, and that's kind of idling right at this point. There's some tiredness. But the question that I was asking was, what about getting to a dime? Well, I did the same parameters that we did over here. I just repegged it back down to a dime instead, and then 10 cents off of 10 billion tokens. That means we only have to have $1 billion market cap. Remember, we have a $1.8 billion market cap right now. So we actually don't even need to be down here in order to participate with the market cap where we are right now. Like, we could be in a much better position and have like 20 billion supply and still get to this level and have that 10 cents. So we're in really good shape. I want you guys to look at this and see it doesn't take a whole lot to get to $1 billion market cap. In fact, we're already over it. So, but the estimate there is about 204 days. Again, no dilution. We're going to look at the dilution a little bit later, but for today, about 204 days burning 10 trillion a day. I do need to we're going to cut that down to 6 million. I guess we should go back to that just a little bit. So, it's still going to run about 300 days, 204 days, something like that, so it's less time, but it's still going to be a while. So it's not financial advice. My name's Bleaves. I'm always right. We'll talk to you guys again soon. We're just looking to see how we can make this better in the long run for you guys. Have a good day. We'll talk to you again soon.
I'm trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid.